Hello, good morning. We're going to talk about graphic design and advertisements, and this is our activity 3 from Effective Presentations. Well, first of all, who is the sender? The sender in this case is Kraft Heinz Company, and who is the potential receiver? The target market. The focus of Heinz for their target market is to approach to as many people as possible. And finally, what is the message? The message is that the ketchup that Heinz sells is made of natural ingredients with a lot of quality like no other brand. That's why we love it.
Communication process, which is the channel used through the internet, digital media, social networks, blogs, and target advertisements, which is the code used, visual code, image, colors, shapes, contrast, depth, brand recognition, uh, linguistic code, English.
Okay, so here we have the discussion of principles of graphic design. Um, Figure ground, tomato slices in the shape of a ketchup sauce. The balance, symmetrical but keeping an order. Contrast, minimalistic design, keeping the brand colors such as red, white, and green. The cropping, keeping the principal object in the middle.
What is the discussion of principles of graphic design? Well, in this case, is hierarchy, proper size, and the main object is in front. Um, that's why people can know and get familiar with the product. The scale that appropriate scale from an advertisement or a poster, proportion that it's balanced, and pattern that must be simple, modern, and minimalistic.
Which is your general opinion about the advertisement? Does it work or not? Yes, it does work. This advertisement is really appealing to the eye, mainly because there is a good use of the principles of craft design, the colors, shapes, balance, and the composition of the overall image. The message is simple and direct, and this simplicity is what effectively communicates that the product that Heinz is selling is made of natural ingredients with high standards of quality.
Well, now the communication process, which is the channel used. In this case, we think that it's the television and some specific channels, which is the code used. Well, might be visual, so the amount of information in it is concise, and obviously it tries to be direct with the message of what it offers and how. In this case, the food.
On the discussion of principles of graphic design, we can find the figure ground. The M of McDonald's is the one that stands out the most in the logo. The balance shows various burgers of different size. The contrast, the logo has a slightly saturated design of things making the letters look very little, and cropping, the brand name remains at the top highlighting its logo.
Discussion of principles of graphic design, uh, hierarchy. At the first glance, you can see that it is a somewhat large ad, but both the images and the text are not well distributed, and everything is seen together. Scale. At first glance, you can see that the ad is a bit big, but with the proper scale of an ad proportion, the distribution of text and images is not so good since everything is seen together, but the idea is understandable. Banner, it is a simple, common design accompanied by images and phrases can make the ad striking for users. Which is your general opinion about the advertisement? Does it work or not? Why? Yes, it does work. It is a relatively simple but attractive for users. The use of text or slogans is a very useful tool in advertisements. The essence of McDonald's is maintained, the message is clear, it has a simple design, it uses colors well, and the ad fulfills its objective. Without a doubt, it is a good job on the part of the company.
Well, um, in this topic we'll talk about Sender. Sender is Green Tech, a platform for news about the environment, and it shows an illustration in order to convince the target how our activities influence global warming. Um, who is the potential receiver? Those who visit the platform and those who are aware of your policy for environment education, and or their message is about the onion of various effects that are produced by global warming in a very graphic way. On the one hand, the extinction of animals, and on the other, the overexploitation of resources that sometimes, without meaning, we exceed them without importing their effects. Um, the their process to their communication, which is the channel use. The channel that the page use is illustrative, graphic, sorry, because it is only an image that promotes what is related to what the brand refers to, and which is the code use. Well, the code is visual, and we could say that the message is about being interpreted by the subjectivity of each person. Um, the discourse of principles graphic design, and the figure around is that the logo has three polar bears representing global warming and the affection or effects it has on the bears on the polar bears. The balance is just they show three bears melting. A contrast is the fact that the bears have candles are melting represented the global warming. And cropping the name of the company appears, and with the logo, it reflects its intentions. Uh, the hierarchy is that the beers are naturally distributed, but with the message of extinction. The scale is they show polar bears because they are in danger of extinction. The proportion is it is not the well, the image has an no it is no, hasn't have a best design, but it gives an important message. And the pattern is that the design something simple but conveys the importance of their message.
The final question is, which is your general opinion about the advertisement? Does it work or not? Why? For use the message within this ad does its job well, since it makes us understand clearly what is happening in the world to the conscience of each one, and when we see the polar bears melting due to the candle flame, we can easily relate that it is about the use of climate change.
Well, that's it. Thanks for your time and your attention. We hope that you will enjoy our presentation and thank you. Goodbye.